morning, everybody. We're here at the escarpment, which is just over this ridge here by the water. And there is the Ikertone right there. I'm pointing to it. And there's the scenic caves right there in that area. You'll see that cloud forms over this area, vortexes. So it is a vortex portal place to the other worlds. And Zoe is here, and me, Jane, and you have a cloudy sky, that a lot of sky eyes, which are formulations of energy into the circular motion of the sun, which was probably shaped by the sun's neutrino powers. Now, thank you, Sudbury and the scientists there for winning the Nobel Prize today for the neutrino discovery. This has been a long time in the making to discover that there are these special forces of dark matter, and they are in fact dark matter. This is a major discovery that will lead to an understanding of probably how to geoform the entire universe. Geoform, I don't know, geoform, that's what I need to do. I'm joking. But anyway, I thought you'd be interested in finding out a little bit about this. Here's Zoe. And it's amazing how you'll see these forms. I call them formas. They're energies that form here on trees, in plants, in different spontaneous and serendipitous ways. The forming of certain energies. And these energies show the other worldly worlds that were here at one time or across directionally interfacing or dimensionally interfacing with this one. Since it is a vortex plaza, there's some very unusual clouds forming here, always, and the energies always are in a circular motion here, being a vortex, of course. Zoe is doing her sniffing stuff, which seems to be her thing. My thing is to discover these energies and how they're working here and how they are formed here. And people don't seem to realize that these are sub-energies, energies that are perhaps subtle energies that are discovered when we open up to them. There's a very unusual dip that wasn't there yesterday. So again, this ridge here is the gluon of the North American plate, as you know, the Niagara Escarpment. It is a special energy here, an energy between worlds, perhaps where worlds came together at one time and now maybe they're opening up again, like our hearts are opening up to separate into something that is the great singularity. Try to figure that out. It's something we can discover. Also, seeing things like a bird flying overhead, to the natives it meant a lot. It was a symbol, depending on which way it went. I saw today a beautiful gray heron traveling towards the portal place. To me, that's a sign. Being that I have native heritage, which is yet undiscovered by me, but understanding it in my heart language, in my soul only, and not understanding it as a material manifest, of course, but understanding that the soul's perspective is a lot different than the material perspective, and we have to understand that we need to appreciate people who are involved in understanding these very delicate, subtle energies, because they will lead us back home to the path that we probably lost. And if you look at ancient Atlantis and other places like Lemuria, for example, the lost continents, we discovered that these continents were really all about sharing energies, sharing metaphysical energies, and the reason these energies left us, because something perhaps happened on a grand scale, dynamically, molecularly, atomically, and maybe now we're just going recycling to get them back again. These energies of the singularity that make us whole, that make us immortal, which we probably are in our oversoul anyway. Now, when you think of the immortals, you think of the Greek gods, and you think of God, and you think of very few of us think of the feminine energies. But it is the feminine energies which sustain us. It is the subtle energies that are the undercurrent of the great singularity, the God energy, the unity energy, the soul, I call the heart energy, the mindful, loving, kind heart energy, because I don't separate heart and mind. I believe they are one, and I believe everything about us is unified in that heart area. So why the natives thought the heart was so important, not just because of romance. Some seeds, again, are being spread everywhere in circles around here. It's quite amazing. Don't know which group is doing that. Maybe a native group. But I did notice a circle of corn on the pathway. The other pathway, I walk down there where I live. I walk in the four corners to gain the energies of this four energy area. Because they are powerful, and you do grow immensely from understanding them and from living them, and your attachment to nature as a living entity, and your living entity and your liveliness. And the trees do communicate in that area. And last night I saw the most amazing thing with the shadows, the trees and the shadows. They were creating such a beautiful pattern of this heroic energy of trees. You look way up and you see how powerfully tall they are and how they work together. And that's how we're supposed to be. That's probably how we were living at one time, in a unified, collective, psychic energy field of peace, love, harmony, energy. And it was consistent, and it was long-lasting. I mean, we didn't die. We didn't ever feel that we would die. We just transitioned. And people think there's a finality, but they don't see the infinite tree and how the leaves are really like roots to start all over again. Now, we will share with you some other things, but today I'm going to just meditate by the waters that are now stirring. Yesterday they were still because of the hurricane energies from Joachim, and I think that those energies are very important for us to understand. Christian Island's right through there. You can see her today, you couldn't see her yesterday. And you can see across the bay, which is unusual, but it might be because there is a underground cavern to Jänæ here, which is the Orkney Islands in Scotland. And sometimes you can see on the distant horizon the energies. And in fact, it's interesting that the island, Christian Island itself, looks like a dragon, or although it looks more like a crocodile, but a serpent of some sort, a huge serpent. I call it sometimes the sleeping princess, because sometimes it looks like the sleeping princess, and the energies are like that. So the energies change in sort of this fluctuating dimensional way, and we have to understand them. Very important for us to understand these energies, and also how they work with the celestial objects, which have certain energies again. So here we go, understanding the astrological, astronomical, physical world, manifesting the spiritual world, the metaphysics of it all. Zoe's happy, and we're going to go by the water, hopefully, if this holds out. Zoe and I really enjoy your company, and we thank you for your patronage. And even though I only have